Today by any authorized Interstate dealer. Most will do it for free. And if you need a new battery, replace it with a Green Top Interstate.
Interstate batteries. Outrageously dependable.
ESPN Radio invites you to our home for all the hockey action this season, Pizza Rock inside Green Valley Ranch Hotel and Casino. Come watch hockey with ESPN Radio on Pizza Rock's 80-inch big screen TVs and warm up with the tastiest happy hour kicking off at 3 p.m. with Cofield broadcasting live every week. Score $4 meatballs, $5 one-topping personal pizzas, and $4 well drinks, wine, and 32-ounce PBRs. Respect the craft and respect the game at Pizza Rock for exciting hockey action with ESPN Radio Live.
PT's Taverns, Sean Patrick's, Sierra Gold, and SG Bar have plenty of madness for you this March. Enjoy $4 Modelo pints and hot dogs from $3 during all men's basketball tournament games. Make a deposit of $5 or more at one of our William Hill Sportsbook kiosks to earn your entry to win your share of $15,000 in free bets. PT's Taverns, your home for basketball season.
That promotion you got at work must feel really good. Why not celebrate by moving into a beautiful new home? Hi, my name is Ido Gavish, broker-owner of Century 21 Gavish Real Estate. Choose from dozens of homes in the Las Vegas area with one of our many realtors who are focused on finding you the right home at the right price. Call us now at 702-255-1145 or log on to GavishRealEstate.com. And remember, there is only one Century 21 Gavish. Capiche?
If you want to really enjoy this year's college basketball tournament, treat yourself to a pizza from Napoli's Pizzeria. During the tournament, Napoli's is offering a great special, a 30-inch pizza with 4 toppings and a 2-liter soda, all for just $35.99. $35.99 for delicious, mouth-watering, freshly made pizza with 4 toppings and a 2-liter soda. This exciting basketball tourney special is available at all 3 Napoli's locations. To find a Napoli's near you, go to LasVegasPizzeria.com.
On Twitter, follow us at the LV Sportsline and at ESPN 1100.
Hello, friends. This is Thomas Johnson from Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. Need a great idea for lunch or dinner? Your best bet is Joe's, one of the most popular dining destinations on the Strip. Joe's provides the ideal setting for private parties with accommodations for up to 150 guests. Stop by to see us at the Forum Shops at Caesars and ask for Thomas Johnson, your maitre d'.
I didn't even check my email this morning. Do we have an angle of the day?
I do have an angle of the day.
Oh, good. It's brought to you by Joe's, located in both South Beach, where Marco and Ralph are hanging out this week, or at least nearby. They're at Gulfstream.
And they're hanging out with Mark Lawrence.
Yes, that's right.
And the Joe's angle of the day comes courtesy of Mark Lawrence.
Oh, good.
And it's a Michigan State angle tonight, when Michigan State is a March Madness favorite, coming off a straight-up and against the spread win. They are 22-0 straight up, 17-3-2 against the number. So Joe's angle of the day says, lay the points with the Spartans tonight.
Sounds good. It's always a pleasure to bring in one of the stars of the Showtime documentary Action.
One of the.
Well, I mean,
Come on.
He's not, you realize that I'm pretty sure that Kelly is actually taller than one of the other featured performers.
Oh, no. Dave just went there.
Well, no, that's what I'm told anyway. I don't know, because I've never seen that person I've never seen him in person, so I don't know how tall he is.
He who shall not be named?
Yes. But that would be an accomplishment right there. When I would definitely not talk about Crackerberg, because you're not as tall as he is, okay?
No.
What's going on, Kelly? How are you?
Life's pretty good. Just been traveling around and getting some work done. For the WagerTalk family, Johnny just texted me. Hopefully, we got some breaking news here coming up soon. I know I can't say anything right now, but I have a big mouth, so I have to kind of leak out a little teaser.
Well, okay. All right.
We're trying to get some more media stuff for next year for all of our listeners.
Oh, good.
And, we love educating everybody that's new in the space, new and old. If you've been in the space for a while, we like, Teddy and I do a lot of those 101 type videos, and kind of looking to expand on that.
I want to do those with you as well. Seriously, I mean, I think that they're good spots. They're a lot of fun to do. I'm not suggesting that I'm going to be particularly educational in any way, because I like the idea of people staying stupid. But it's just the way I am.
Well, I mean, around the country, there's a lot of people who are betting on sports for the first time. It is real, that they're and I remember when I came out to Vegas. All right, and I was lost. I could do a little gambling parlance with my friends back home. But I didn't know what any of this stuff meant, Didn't Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You grew up in a bookie family.
I did.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, my goodness. I love it. See, those are the kind of stories that I get tweets about. More stories about, feds breaking into Bobby, the bookie's house, and more stories about Dave growing up in Providence and, that kind of stuff. VR running numbers or running parlay cards as a kid, that kind of stuff. People just eat it up.
Dave had his door kicked in. Despite the fact that it was unlocked and the guy knew it was unlocked, and his name was David Diaz, and he was a state cop in Rhode Island, and he kicked the door in anyway.
And you still remember his name. That's great.
Yes, I remember his name. Because I knew they were coming. I'd been told the night before by one of my friends who was on the Providence force. It was a jurisdiction thing where they had to bring city cops with them. They're going to be there about 6 in the morning. So I unlocked the door. It was one of those big doors, on those old East Coast houses. I don't want him to kick in the door, and it was going to do a lot of damage. So
and they sure did anyway.
He did it anyway.
Was that your last day in Providence?
No. No, but I was not. And then he was bragging about it down at the state police barracks. So, no, I haven't forgotten his name. And that's a lot of years ago, and I'm never going to forget his name. David Diaz.
That is great.
David Diaz.
See, that's the kind of stuff that people want to hear, and we got to do some more stories, especially this summertime when things slow down at WagerTalk. There's football season, basketball season, and then baseball season's huge for you, Dave. Teddy, I'm not sure about you, but for me, baseball season
Teddy's
is
huge in
vacation
baseball.
time.
Teddy and I are both kind of seam heads. We both love baseball.
Yeah,
we do.
I love it. I love it, and that's why it pays to have friends like you, because I can just text both of you and say, hey, guys, I need a little action today. Who do we like?
There you go. All right, speaking of action, we have to check out tonight's action. We're going to do that right now with our Friday MJ Christensen 4-4.
1, 2, 3 into the 4.
Put the fours up. Put the fours up, I said. Do it right now.
Tonight's action is just around the bend, and the guys want to get your night off to a great start.
4.
It's the Las Vegas Sportsline's 4 at 4.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. Unbelievable.
All right, let's talk about these games. You can give us your opinions and any information that you might have from your friends behind the counter at the various shops around town, Kelly. And Teddy will have his analysis as well. LSU and Michigan State, Kelly, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm on Sparty. Teddy just gave out that awesome angle from Mark Lawrence that made me really happy, in addition to what I was already looking at here. Listen, it's not that I didn't think LSU has been impressive this year. The Spartans have just been so much more impressive. 24-9 in their last 33 games. They've just been printing money. This team kind of flew under the radar, and what we've now seen is a pretty tough Big Ten conference. So to add to that, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, you're right. I made a call to John Murray, and he said, "Yeah, I think we're gonna need LSU." It wasn't some big decision, so no worries there with the line move on Michigan State. I think that's some big time money moving that number.
Well, here's the question: Is Tony Benford this year's Steve Fisher?
Wow.
Yeah. I remember Fisher had a very talented roster, and he pushed the right buttons at the right time. We've been thinking about Will Wade and the loss of Will Wade and how much it means, and that this is a spot in the Sweet 16. I think coaching matters more this round than any other round. The fact that you have to go home, deal with distractions, and then get back on the highway and deal with an opponent who's had time to game plan for you, it matters here. We love Izzo. How good's Benford? Tonight we find out.
Virginia Tech and Duke, these are familiar foes. They met in the regular season in the ACC. Now, interesting that in that game, both teams were missing their best players. Because the point guard, Justin Robinson, was out for Virginia, and Zion Williamson was out for Duke. So I don't know how much you can draw from that game. We just talked with Jason Simbal from CG, and it does appear now, Kelly, that the Duke money is starting to show late here.
Yeah, and that's kind of what John Murray said. He goes, right now it's 50-50 Duke, Virginia Tech, but don't be surprised to see that, we're going to probably need Virginia Tech later on. This is a game I just don't think I want to get involved in, and that is what I said last night. I ended up not getting involved in Gonzaga, Florida State. I liked Florida State. I wanted to make a case for the Dogs. I knew some sharp guys were on the other side, and that's kind of how I feel about this, because Virginia Tech hasn't exactly been great ATS. We know Duke hasn't covered. And their last 4 NCAA tournament games, again, the Hokies have won. They won outright that 5-point win a month ago. But as you mentioned, no Zion Williamson, no Justin Robinson. So you can only take away so much. And then you throw in Duke, who just was on upset alert against UCF because they kind of took their foot off the gas in the second half. But I just don't know if they're going to come back and be able to make a statement here. I think the line is about right at 7.5, and I don't see myself wanting to get involved in that game.
And we're definitely seeing a little bit of under money come in right about now. Looking at my live odds screen, I'm just seeing, especially even at the sharper books.
Is Duke going to, I should say, is Virginia Tech going, now I know they don't have the 7'6" guy, but is Virginia Tech schematically going to try and mirror what was done to Duke by UCF and force them to take those corner threes, which Duke is not good at?
Sure, if you can keep Zion out of the lane, guess what? Duke's shooting threes. And obviously, there's been so much talk about the Blue Devils' struggles in three-point shooting. It's not like they're abysmal. They don't hit any three-pointers. And it's not like Duke's not capable of lighting it up at any given night from beyond the arc. The season-long stats say they weren't so good at it. Against UCF, they weren't so good at it.
No,
that does
sure
not
weren't.
mean they're not going to be good at it tonight.
Houston and Kentucky, I mentioned this earlier. This is the game that I just threw it away. I'm completely confused by the game. If I had to bet it, I think I'd take Houston, but I don't have to bet it, and I'm not going to. I don't know what to make of Kentucky at this point. The Washington thing remains. Well, I assume that he's not going to play, okay?
The markets seem to assume that.
What's that?
I said the markets are definitely assuming that. This number's down to 2 at a lot of books.
But it's just, I don't know what to do with it. Look, they beat a good Wofford team.
Did you guys see the tweet that he put out of him out of his cast? So
Yes.
Are they trying to allude to the fact that he may or may not play? But then that's your next question. So let's say he's out of the cast and he's only 50%. He's not going to risk getting hurt,
No.
is he?
No.
I don't know. You're right, Dave. Houston has been printing money this year. They started to see some regression there at the end, but P.J. Washington not being in this game makes it really hard for me to back the Wildcats. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but remember when Kentucky played K-State last year, the line was like 5.5, and the whole world was on Kentucky. It seems kind of like that here, that everybody I know is like, oh, you have to take Kentucky here. They're the better team. John Murray said, quote, unquote, sharp money came in on Houston, as you just mentioned, Teddy. And I think I'll follow suit because I can still have a 2.5 hanging here, and I could jump on board.
Actually, I mean, what Jason Simbal just said over at CG was that the one favorite we're going to need tonight is Kentucky.
They've gotten some decent sharp money on Houston.
Yeah, which goes to show why it's worthwhile talking to as many people as you can talk to, because sometimes you get info from one book and it doesn't match info from another.
And that's why, and not to slam anybody out there, you probably know who I'm talking about, when you see these tweets from services that say, well, we've got, we know where the sharp action is and these bet percentages. Take that with the entire container of salt, because it might not be accurate.
Well, for sure. I tweeted out all weekend during March Madness last week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I tweeted out 4 days every time that John Murray said, hey, we absolutely need a side. And they went 3-1. They lost with, I believe it was Oregon last night, too. So now they're 3-2. So just following sharp money or fading the public, we've seen over the last 5 or 6 years, just really isn't necessarily an easy winner anymore.
Cap the games yourself and then just use the market to find your best number. Now, here's the game, the last of these matchups tonight. And this one, we do know which side the house is going to want. The house will be rooting for Auburn here. NC is getting the action. I happen to agree with that. I think North Carolina's... Look, if Auburn makes their threes, so be it. Then I'll lose the game. But if Auburn doesn't make their threes, they figure to get killed on the offensive glass in this game. And I think North Carolina nails them if Auburn isn't hitting their threes. So you know who I'm on in the game.
You're spot on. I mean, that's exactly how I feel. Auburn's gotten this far because of its three-point shooting. So now they've had a few days off. What happens when the shots aren't falling? Do they get blown out by the most balanced team in the tournament? This is a really scary game to me. I agree with you. The books are going to need Auburn, and I may play a little bit on Auburn, but I think if North Carolina needs a team to run with them, Auburn's going to run with them. But I think North Carolina's going to have to play some serious D, especially beyond the arc. If you defend them past half court and you force them to make those tough shots, you can beat this Auburn team. And the line is a little scary to me at -5.5. It kind of screams like it's begging for me to take North Carolina. Yeah. But other than that, I can't agree with you guys more.
And it's probably going to go to 6, Teddy.
Sure. And I want to ask you, Kelly, about what Bruce Pearl said earlier in the week when he said, bet the over. How do you feel about coaches saying that? Do you think that is that the new normal now? And if the coach says bet the